Interview Ninja Step 28. Watching back and listening to thoughts and feelings especially. And pointing out a few things Corben has to stop doing now. And as long as you're recording yourself and watching yourself back, hopefully with input from other friends, what you can change to improve your own presence and projection. During this session, I try not to interrupt too much because I want to give Corben space and time to think about himself. I do interject quite strongly at one or two points, basically telling him things he really has to change and giving him some advice. But broadly speaking, the very few interrupts on this. What I'm hoping is that as you watch, you'll be stopping this video every now and then and making your own notes and thinking deeply about how you appear to others, because this is the right time to be seeking to improve your overall presence and projection.
Because I want to look at leadership styles. I think when Graham comes back, he's going to tell me something that I don't know about the reason why I am who I am, which I'm excited to hear. In terms of leadership styles, I'd like to hear what he has to say, because with my band stuff and my music stuff, there's a lot of that. And I don't know why I behave in that way or what kind of leader I classify myself as, if one at all.
I feel like yeah.
What was the last thing you said?
If I'm one at all.
Yeah.
That's self-doubt, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it self-doubt or is it modesty?
Modesty.
So you have your style is modest.
Yeah, I'm going to say it is modesty because I do think that I am.
But is it open to misinterpretation the way you express it?
Yes, very much so.
Combined with the style.
Until you pick it out, I misinterpret myself. Yeah, watching it back.
Why? You're walking a very dangerous act here, and other people are going to. You don't engage with eye contact. You hide behind pieces of paper. You use this negative language. They're not going to read that as modesty.
They're going to read it as self-doubt.
Absolutely, they are, and you reinforce it time and time again. I picked you up on a sentence. Yeah. I didn't go into the details of it, but you did a self-hit in 3 self-hits in one sentence a couple of times. Not today, but another day.
Yeah,
bang, bang, bang. And I said to you, look, you did 3 self-hits.
What was my sentence?
I can't remember that exact sentence.
Triple. It was a triple.
It was too awful for me to want to remember it. Because negative behaviour affects you. Which is why it's not good to spend time with losers. Yeah. It really isn't. Spend time with winners or people you really like. But if at your stage of life you spend time with losers,
people who are...
you're more likely to adopt their mode of behaviour. And then everybody else that may be important to help you achieve your dreams will see you as a loser as well. And that will... You will never get out from behind working in Morrison's or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with working in Morrison's.
No, but I know,
It's not what you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Find myself as, if one at all, but I reckon Graham knows, so we'll see when he comes back in. I guess this is the new Corben introduction, complete with my jacket and my task force hat. I am in total control, it would seem, although I seem to be lacking in things to say now that I'm about 3 minutes in.
You guys will be cutting your wrists.
And see what he has to lighten up about my childhood.
No, stop.
Ready when you are, G-Dog.
Yeah. Now that bit was good. Ready when you are.
G-Dog.
Well, whatever, yeah. But the point is, you acknowledge you had control over the time and you called me. That's good time control. Apart from you wanted to get off the hook. But it's
I think when I'm Sorry.
No, please.
When I'm leant back in my chair like that, I know it's slightly less engaging, but I feel more, it looks more relaxed. The only time in this video where I was comfortable watching myself is where this position.
Ready when you are, G-Dog.
Okay, go back just like 30 seconds.
Complete with my jacket.
Stop. Watch your eyebrows. Watch your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
My task force hat. I am in total control, it would seem, although I seem to be lacking in things to say now that I'm about 3 minutes in. We shall wait for Graham and see what he has to lighten up about my childhood.
Okay.
Didn't even know I could do that. That's because I know that you're about to tell me something that's gonna strike a chord and is gonna. Well, you didn't actually tell me that time, but I know you're about to say something of significance, and I also felt like it was gonna. I don't know. I was excited, but I was also ready to take it with a pinch of salt, whatever it was. I think, hence the eyebrows. But, hey, I can do it.
You do it well. Yeah. Let's talk about makeup briefly.
Makeup?
Yeah, makeup.
What do you mean, like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Girls wear makeup.
Yep.
Lots of them do.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, if you get crude about it, they paint their faces. They put on a mask.
Yeah.
So, where do they use makeup? What parts of their face do they use makeup on?
All of it. Like their eyes and their lips and their eyebrows.
Okay, well, picking those three.
Yeah.
Start with eyebrows, because that's where we are.
Yeah, I don't know much about makeup. That's going to become clear in a moment. But
what do they do with their eyebrows?
They draw over them, don't they?
Yes.
Make them thicker.
Yes, make them thicker. Why do they make them thicker?
So they're more pronounced.
Yes. Why do they want their eyebrows pronounced?
So they can show expression more.
Yes. Yes. Okay, now let's talk about the eyes.
The eyelashes.
Yes, what do they do to their eyelashes?
Extend them.
Yes. Why?
So they can show expression more, I guess.
Use their eyes.
Yeah. I guess that's the reason why they... Yeah, I suppose that's why they do all of these things, isn't it?
Yes.
Apart from maybe like... I don't get the painting the whole face thing. I suppose that's to hide any blemishes.
Yes.
But
it's to make them look healthier, their tone, to highlight certain features.
Eyebrows, eyes and mouth, I chose the lucky three because they're all very much to do with expression and feeling and emotion.
Yes. So what do they do with their mouth?
Lipstick.
Yes. What sort of lipstick? What colour?
Red. Like pink. That kind of colour.
Have you ever been into... Next time you're walking past Jolly's, which is a department store, just have a little browse in the makeup department. Don't let people get the wrong impression about you, or the right impression, depending on which way you go. But
I don't think I'd...
Talk to a girl about makeup. Just talk to someone who uses makeup and do it in a respectful way, not you're trying to trick people or whatever. Just have a very open, fluid conversation about, so what kind of makeup do you like? Something like that. Where do you... Well, it's up to you to compose your questions in a way that doesn't look too intrusive. But have in your mind that impressing people, and girls, women, whatever, they use their physical appearance far more than men do. They dress in particular ways. A bloke can get up in the morning and wear the same clothes that they've wore for the last 3 days. Your average girl would never do that.
Mm.
For these sessions, I'm wearing a different sweater each session.
Same. I'm trying to do the same.
Okay.
I don't think I've double worn anything yet.
Good. Because it helps the observer know, hey, we're in session 4. That's if they want to.
Yeah.
But I have to say, you're not projecting much with your dress.
No, today's particularly boring. Jumper. It's just plain blue. Because
there's not so much the colour as if I were looking at you.
Yeah.
This is a very tired t-shirt. The neckline of that t-shirt looks like you can only afford one £5 t-shirt.
Well, how do you know this is not a £5? This is a nice new t-shirt.
Okay, my t-shirt that I've got on, it's University of Nice. You know, I used to be a lecturer down in Nice in the Centre of Excellence for Telecommunications. So it's a kind of very, very invisible power dressing. And to some extent, I do it for myself. A power dress, it just helps me for sessions like this to be able to speak with authority. And hidden power. But so hidden power is important, I think.
Yeah, for yourself, isn't it?
Yes.
If you're wearing
but it helps you build. It helps you.
Yeah.
Just
project.
It helps you build. If you're confident, you want to be confident, all right? So you can help yourself be confident. And some people go out and spend stupid money on a suit or a very fancy watch or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're doing those as props for themselves.
To build that up.
For their personal power. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so now we're coming to the point where I want you to do another presentation of yourself. All right, well, when we come back, I'm going to suggest a few ways, very specific ways, of what I'd like you to include in the intro.
Let's do that now.
Before we break.
Yeah, let's break before we do it.
As a wind-up. We've talked about, well, the particular points for me are eye contact, how you're going to think about the camera, and what that audience is. Is it a person? Is it a group of people? Or is it the world in general?
Yeah.
Are they in a particular place? Like, are they in the room here with us now? Or are they in a different country? Or are we recording for posterity? I mean, some writers write for maybe 1,000 years from now. That they have a vision of the future, and they want to record themselves. Right. So you expressed yourself as uncomfortable with your body language. Broadly speaking, your body language was pretty good.
Okay.
I thought your posture was good. Your gesture, movement, and time was good. So I don't see that as a big problem at all. I don't think you actually did cringe. You talked about cringing that much. You have naturally a good posture. Look at your posture there in that picture.
So that's all right, because I'm like that.
Yeah, but there are other times you leaned forward and talked to the camera.
Yeah.
You don't have to try and go back.
I won't, but let's pause on a frame where I am.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good posture. You're leaning forward to talk to people. When people have a point to make, they tend to move their body forward to make the point. Yes, they change the angle of their head.
The audience. Yeah.
They change their eyes.
Yeah.
This is if you watch the way girls talk, they use their heads and their expressions and everything. The way their hair is done, it's all very deliberate. In a I think great sort of way. I think that I think the fact that women bother to make themselves beautiful is jolly good. And not beautiful in a sexy way, just they're living their lives, they're fulfilling their potential in terms of their appearance and so on. That's good. I think that's good. I think your speech was good. I thought your choice of words was good. Okay, I don't think there's much that we need to sort of desperately fix there. I think your use of props was only got two big props in this. One's the hat and
one's the paper.
One's the paper. Now, the reason I took the hat away from you early on was I don't want you over-dependent on the wrong kinds of props.
I'm not... the hat was an exciting prop in this one video.
It really works. The hat really works. However, once you've watched De Bono's hat theory, you'll see how it can work even better.
Yeah. Well, I'll watch it whilst we're charging the battery.
If we have time.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's interesting. How long will it take to charge?
I'll only put it on for 10-15 minutes.
I love it. Yeah. What was that answer?
Quantitative.
Yes.
But we must be quick with this list, as I don't want the camera to...
All right. So vision of audience.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear stuff about self-doubt. And if you do hear yourself doing it...
Point it out?
No. Mask it.
Okay.
Mask it. You can do it. Like the if one at all, those sorts of phrases.
Remove.
Well, you will find it's so ingrained in you, you're going to find it hard to remove, but compensate for it.
Okay.
Make sure that the overall balance of what the listener gets is a confident person, not a person racked by self-doubt or not false modesty, but excess modesty.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So props, I thought your tone was good. I thought your emphasis was good. You used the word wanna, which I really didn't like, because that's
an abbreviation of
it. Wanna's a bad word.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm making a value judgment there.
Yeah.
I don't make value judgments often. Okay. That's a bad word. But otherwise, so fluency in speech you want. I think you've got it naturally. All right. Confidence in body language, we've talked about that. And being engaging, we've talked about that. So it's all there. What we're going to do is break now, charge up the thing, and then ask Corben.
Yeah.
It's not Oscar, that's his brother. Corben's going to do intro number 4.
Yes.
If the idea of intro number 4 fills you with horror, then that is a perfectly normal reaction. Some behaviour changes are quick and easy, like not touching a hot flame or a learning prop. Others take repeated practice because they are skills-based, like driving a car or playing the piano. In these tapes, you're watching a series of driving lessons, so Corben can take control and make the journey he wants for his own life. The changes in style, eye contact, use of words, etc. are there step by step, so see if you can detect his progress and where more change is needed, and particularly look at your own videos and see if you can make positive progress.